My sister, Lisa, stood in my living room, her face red with anger, screaming that I had to cancel my wedding. Her charity gala, she said, was more important, and my big day was stealing her spotlight. I clutched my engagement ring, heart pounding, unsure how our bond had turned into this bitter fight. Before we start, let us know in the comments section where you're watching from. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more. I sat at the kitchen table, sipping coffee, excited to tell Lisa about my engagement. Tom proposed last night, and my heart was bursting. I called her over, imagining her squealing with joy. When she arrived, her smile faded fast. "A wedding? Now?" she said, her voice sharp. She crossed her arms, staring at my ring like it was a problem. Lisa started pacing, saying her charity gala was the same weekend. She'd been planning it for months, raising money for kids' hospitals. "You can't do this to me," she said. I tried explaining that the venue was booked, but she wasn't listening. Her eyes narrowed, and I felt a knot in my stomach. Was she really asking me to cancel? Lisa's voice got louder, filling the room. "My gala is a big deal, Emma. You're being selfish." I stared, shocked. Selfish. I'd always supported her dreams. I reminded her how I helped with her last event, but she waved it off. "This is different. You're ruining everything," she snapped. That I felt tears sting my eyes. Tom and I had dreamed of this wedding for months. The dress, the flowers, the vows, it was ours. Lisa kept talking, saying her gala needed attention, not my silly party. I wanted to scream, but I just sat there, gripping my coffee mug, wondering how my sister could be so cold. I called Tom after Lisa left. My hands shook as I told him everything. He listened quietly, then said, "She's your sister, but this is our day." His calm voice helped, but I was still upset. We'd saved for this wedding, planned every detail. Could I really change it for Lisa? Tom suggested talking to Lisa again, maybe finding a compromise. I nodded, but deep down, I was scared. Lisa wasn't the type to back down. I looked at our wedding planner book, open on the couch, and felt a lump in my throat. Why did this feel like a choice between my sister and my future? The next day, I visited Lisa at her office. She was surrounded by papers and posters for her gala. "This is huge, Emma," she said, not looking up. She showed me her plans, a fancy venue, big donors, even a local news crew. It sounded amazing, but I felt small. That I asked if she could move her date. She laughed, like it was a joke. "Do you know how hard I worked for this?" she said. I tried to stay calm, but her words hurt. I wanted to support her, but not at the cost of my wedding. As I left, I wondered if she even cared about me anymore. Mom called that night. Lisa had told her everything, twisting the story. "Emma, can't you reschedule?" Mom asked. I explained our venue was non-refundable, but she sighed, saying Lisa's gala was for a good cause. I felt betrayed. Even Dad texted, "Don't make this harder for Lisa." I sat on my bed, staring at our family photo on the nightstand. We used to be so close. Now, it felt like everyone was against me. Tom hugged me when I cried, but I couldn't shake the guilt. Was I wrong to want my day? I didn't know what to do anymore. Tom and I brainstormed ways to fix this. Maybe we could share the weekend. I suggested hosting a small brunch for Lisa's donors the day after our wedding. I called her, hopeful. "That's a terrible idea," she said flatly. "No one will care about your brunch." Her words stung, but I kept trying. I offered to help with her gala, maybe promote it at our wedding. She hung up without answering. I sat on the couch, feeling defeated. Tom held my hand, but I could see he was getting frustrated too. This wasn't just about dates anymore, it was about us. I visited our wedding venue, a beautiful garden with fairy lights. The manager showed me around, but my heart wasn't in it. She said changing the date would cost thousands to rebook. I felt trapped. Lisa's gala was at a fancy hotel nearby, and the dates clashed perfectly. I couldn't afford to lose the deposit. Driving home, I thought about Lisa's words. She called my wedding small compared to her gala. It hurt, but I wondered if she had a point. Her event helped kids. Mine was just love. Still, Tom and I deserved our day. I parked and stared at my ring, feeling torn between family and my future. I met my best friend, Sarah, for lunch. She listened as I spilled everything. "Lisa's being unfair," Sarah said, munching fries. "You've always supported her. She can't expect you to cancel." Her words felt good, but I still doubted myself. Sarah suggested talking to Lisa's team, maybe finding a way to share the spotlight. Later, I called my cousin, Mike, who knew both of us. He sighed. "Lisa's always been intense about her projects." He thought she was stressed, not mean. It didn't fix much, but it helped to hear I wasn't crazy. Still, I went to bed feeling like no one really got it. I decided to try again and went to Lisa's gala planning meeting. Her team was buzzing, hanging decorations, and Lisa looked like a boss, giving orders. She barely noticed me. I pulled her aside and asked why she was so mad. She sighed. "This gala could change my career, Emma. I need it perfect." She admitted she felt overshadowed by my news. It wasn't just the date, it was me getting attention. I was stunned. Lisa was jealous. I wanted to hug her, but she walked away to answer a call. I left, feeling like we were strangers now. Mom insisted we have a family dinner to sort this out. Lisa came, but she was cold, checking her phone constantly. Dad tried to mediate, saying, "Your sisters. Work together." I suggested moving my wedding a week later, even though it hurt to say. Lisa shrugged. "That might work." But then she added, "Just don't expect me to help much." I bit my lip, holding back tears. Mom looked sad but didn't push Lisa. Dad changed the subject to food. I left dinner feeling worse, like my wedding was a burden to everyone. Tom was quiet when I told him about the dinner. "I'm tired of this, Emma," he said, pacing our apartment. He hated seeing me hurt and thought Lisa was being a bully. "We shouldn't have to move our day," he said. I agreed but felt stuck. Family mattered to me. We looked at our budget. Moving the wedding would cost $5,000 we didn't have. Tom hugged me, promising we'd figure it out. But his eyes were angry, and I worried he'd resent Lisa forever. I didn't want our marriage to start with family drama. I went to Lisa's gala venue to see her setup. The hotel was stunning, crystal chandeliers, gold tablecloths, a stage for speeches. Lisa was directing caterers, looking stressed but in control. I offered to help, but she brushed me off, saying, "Just don't mess this up." I wandered the venue, impressed but sad. Her event was huge, with posters of smiling kids everywhere. I wanted to be proud of her, but her attitude made it hard. I left early, feeling like an outsider in her world. Back home, I broke down. I told Tom I couldn't keep fighting Lisa. "She's my sister, but she's killing me," I cried. He held me, saying we'd keep our date no matter what. His support felt like a lifeline, but I was scared of losing Lisa for good. I called Sarah, who said, "You don't owe Lisa your happiness." She was right, but guilt gnawed at me. I looked at my wedding dress hanging in the closet, sparkling softly. It should have felt like a dream, but it was a nightmare now. I texted Lisa, suggesting we split the weekend, her gala Saturday night, our wedding Sunday. She replied, "Fine, but don't expect me to celebrate much." It wasn't perfect, but it was something. I told Tom, and he nodded, still wary of her. We called the venue to shift to Sunday. It cost extra, but we scraped by. I felt relief but also dread. Lisa's coldness lingered in my mind. Would she even show up to my wedding? I pushed the thought away, focusing on Tom's smile. Lisa's gala was a hit. I attended, wearing a simple dress, watching her shine. She gave a speech about helping kids, and the crowd cheered. I clapped, proud but distant. She barely looked at me, too busy with donors and cameras. After, I tried to congratulate her, but she was swarmed by people. I left quietly, feeling invisible. Tom waited outside, and we drove home in silence. The gala was her victory, but I felt like I'd lost something bigger, her. Sunday was our wedding. I woke up nervous, hoping Lisa would come. The garden venue sparkled, but my heart was heavy. Sarah helped me into my dress, saying, "Focus on you and Tom." I nodded, But Lisa's absence loomed. Tom looked handsome in his suit, calming me with a smile. We set up flowers and chairs, but I kept checking my phone. No word from Lisa. I wanted my sister there, but I had to let go. Today was about us. The ceremony started, and Tom's vows made me cry happy tears. I said mine, promising forever. The crowd cheered, but I scanned for Lisa. She wasn't there. My heart sank, but Tom squeezed my hand, grounding me. We kissed, and everyone clapped. Sarah caught the bouquet, laughing. Mom and Dad hugged me, teary-eyed. I wanted to feel pure joy, but Lisa's absence was a shadow. Still, I danced with Tom, determined to make this day ours, no matter what. Halfway through the reception, Lisa appeared. She wore a plain dress, looking awkward. "I'm sorry," she whispered, hugging me. I froze, then hugged back, tears falling. She said the gala went well, so she came. It wasn't perfect, but it was something. We talked briefly. She admitted she was jealous. I nodded, forgiving her silently. She danced with Tom, and Mom smiled, relieved. I felt lighter, like maybe we could heal. The night ended with hope. The next day, Lisa texted me a longer apology. She said she'd been stressed and selfish. I called her, and we talked for an hour. It wasn't all fixed, but we laughed a little, like old times. I felt hope for us. Tom and I cleaned up the venue, still glowing from the wedding. He said, "We did it, despite everything." I smiled, knowing he was right. Lisa's gala was her moment, but this was ours, and we'd made it through. Lisa invited me to coffee a week later. We sat in a cozy cafe, nervous but trying. She showed me gala photos, kids smiling, donors happy. I showed her wedding pictures, and she teared up. "I almost missed that," she said. "We promised to do better." I told her about our honeymoon plans, and she offered to help with packing. It wasn't perfect, but it was a start. We hugged, and I felt like I had my sister back. Tom and I flew to a beach resort for our honeymoon. The sand was warm, the water clear. We laughed, forgetting the drama. I texted Lisa a photo of us by the ocean, and she replied, "You deserve this." It felt good. Nights were spent dancing under stars. Just us. I thought about Lisa, hoping we'd keep rebuilding. Tom kissed me, saying, "This is our time." I nodded, letting go of the past, ready for our future. Back home, Lisa called to meet up. She'd started therapy, saying the gala stress showed her flaws. "I was awful to you," she admitted. I listened, surprised but proud. She wanted to be a better sister, and I believed her. We planned a day to volunteer at her charity together. It felt like a new chapter. Tom joined us, and we all laughed, painting a community center. It wasn't perfect, but it was family, and that was enough. We spent a Saturday at Lisa's charity, helping kids with art projects. Lisa was patient, teaching a boy to paint. I saw her in a new light, kind, not just driven. Tom winked at me, proud of us all. It felt like healing. At lunch, Lisa thanked me for sticking by her. I said, "We're sisters. That's forever." We hugged, and the kids cheered, making us laugh. For the first time, I felt we were truly back. Months later, Lisa and I were closer. We had weekly dinners, no pressure, just us. She helped plan our first anniversary party, even making a speech. Tom said she'd changed, and I agreed. We were family again. I looked at my wedding ring, grateful. Lisa's gala was a success, and my wedding was perfect. We'd both won, in a way. Life wasn't perfect, but it was good, and that was enough. A year after the wedding, Lisa and I were strong. She got a promotion from her gala success, and I was thriving with Tom. We planned a joint family trip, all of us, Mom, Dad, Lisa, Tom, and me. It felt right. At the beach, Lisa and I walked, talking about everything. "I'm glad we fought through," she said. I nodded, squeezing her hand. The sun set, and I knew we'd always have each other, no matter what.